Hey y'all, it's Holly. So I had just both finished Diamonds Are Forever and finished watching it. Um, yeah, no, not really a fan of the book or the movie. Um, I was expecting the movie to be better. I mean, the book to be better than the movie anyway. But I mean, it is, but they're both not very good. So there's going to be a general plot run of each because they are different. Um, so, in the book, Bond is hired, well, not hired, but told to infiltrate a American gangster organization because they're like big into diamonds and they're disrupting the diamond stuff. Um, Diamonds, really. Um, so he does that. He gets involved with the Bond girl of the movie, both being Tiffany Case. I'll get more into her later. But he meets all sorts of different characters. Felix appears again, this time horribly still destroyed by the events of Live and Let Die, missing an arm and a leg. Um, and he meets colorful characters, a lot of little side, little plot points, like whatever stuff. I'm struggling to remember all the details because a lot happens, but nothing happens. Like he goes to a horse track race to like win extra money because the mob told him to, but also to stop a fix because Felix is also there to stop like a horse racing fix. So they do that, get the jockey in trouble. Then he goes to a spa. The jockey dies, and then he goes to like another casino thing, does other stuff with Tiffany, goes to um like it becomes a thing where you have to outrun a train because one of the villains are two twin brothers and well a pair of twin brothers, not two twin brothers, and one of them chases them with a train because he's obsessed with trains and like instead he lives on not Spawn Ranch but kind of Spawn Ranch. That's like right. It's hard to explain because it's just a lot of stuff and not a lot happens really. Like if, even the main thing is just like they just want to own a bunch of diamonds and they have a diamond smuggling thing and like they disrupt a pipeline, like an oil pipeline, I think, but like it's not that. It's just a bunch of nothing. Um, like it's rather boring. But the issue I do have, like the bigger issue I have with this one, and it's better in the movie somewhat. It's kind of the opposite of the issue with Pussy Galore and Goldfinger, and it's because Tiffany Case also does not like men at the time. Uh, she I forget I had it somewhere, but she is she's also a victim of like assault and stuff like that. So she's not really into men and stuff. I think that's a general thing. Like she says she's a lesbian. She's not really into men, whatever. He changes her mind, as Bond tends to do. But it is still not the best. But like it's handled better. Like there's a little bit of like they get to know each other throughout the book. Like he keeps trying, but he's kind of just like at first playfully trying. And switches. That's the annoying thing with sometimes Bond, where it's kind of sometimes like he's more playful about like, okay, I'll make sure that I'll sleep with you, whatever. And other times it's like, no, I'm going to. Like it flutters, and I don't like that. I'd rather have just one or the other. But I'm trying to remember, like, I have more to say about the movie because the movie's wild. Okay, so let's get into the movie here. Um, I do kind of maybe need to upgrade. Just have them see, this is volume two. I have all of the ones just on these ones. Anyway, the movie decides to go completely different by having it in the third of a trilogy of with Thunderball and You Only Live Twice. Remember having Blofeld as the main villain for all three. Blofeld does not appear in Diamonds. Blofeld appears in Thunderball, I believe. In the books, I haven't gotten there yet, but I think in the books he doesn't appear until after, wait, like a couple books after. Sorry. Um, but so Blofeld's the main enemy in this one, in the movie. And Bond's kind of on like a light revenge thing because this is set after Majesty's Secret Service, but not in continuity, technically. It's weird. Um, there's a weird thing with that. Like, it's odd, but there's even a like blinking you miss it bit where like Miss Moneypenny asks for a diamond ring, like, oh, an engagement ring. And he looks at her, Bond kind of looks at her like, really? And like you can read that as like, really, I'm never gonna marry you. What are you talking about? Also, you can read it as, my wife just died. What are you doing? So you can read it as either which way. But so Blofeld's the main enemy, but Bond's still hired to do the diamond stuff because he thinks he killed Blofeld in the beginning. Um, so he still meets Tiffany and stuff. But this is where it starts to diverge already. So he meets up with Tiffany. Tiffany kind of goes almost to the same spiel, but he's almost caught immediately. Like he in the books, in the movie. So in the movie, there's a like lounge singer, gangster kind of guy named Shady Tree. In the book, Shady Tree exists, but he knows Tiffany, and he's just like a smuggler in New York, and he's fine. Like I don't, yeah, he doesn't die. Like he's just chill. Like I mean, he's as chill as a gangster could be. But like Bond actually kind of likes him a little bit. He's like, yeah, well, he's interesting. So like, okay, that part's different. And then there's uh, uh, um, God, there's so much stuff. Jesus Christ. Mr. Wit and Mr. Kidd, who are these like the main henchmen, who are gay, by the way. Even in the book, they're both just like, yeah, they're gay, whatever. Like Bond makes a little snide remark, but like it's remarkably tame for the time. Once I finish reading all the books, I swear I'm gonna make a video on all of the LGBT characters in Bond because there's a surprisingly a large amount. Because already within the books, you have Tiffany, Pussy Galore. But both Tiffany and Pussy are like either bi or at least like ace trauma, and that's 100% the case for oh God, Honey in Doctor No. So it's like A-spec trauma-induced aceness by a pair of gay villains. It's just like, okay, cool. Like, that's great. I've never expected that. That's wild. Anyway, so in the movie, like, there's also a whole stuff happens, and it's wildly, like, comedic. Like, later, more comedic. Like, oh gosh, because I haven't quite got into it. I just know the scene. But please, whichever, I think it's Octopussy, I believe. I may be wrong on that one. Which more movie where he's dressed up as a clown and like driving around? It's like that levels, but weird with Sean Connery. Anyway, so he meets up with Tiffany. He goes on, like they almost get caught immediately. Like it's almost immediately that like he's known that he's not part of the ring. In the book, it takes a long time. He actually makes it all the way through, pretty much until he meets the like head of the organization, like one of the Spank brothers. But this one is almost known immediately. But there's just trying to remember. There's so much stuff. That's the issue. It's both boring and bonkers. Um, Bond eventually. So let me just list off some of these things. I need to talk about this one. So Bond gets Felix to watch over Tiffany during a like diamond deal at this random casino. there were so many weird side tangents. They get Tiffany to play a one of those water balloon shooting games because apparently that's in a casino with the kids there. Different time, sure. Um, but like it's just weird because like they rig it and the guy, I don't know. The guy who runs is weird too. And then there's a sidebar with a woman who fakes turning into a gorilla through like, magician effects, and that's just there to be there. And then an elephant randomly wins a jackpot on one of the slot machines. It's like, why? Later on, Q was playing the slots too. Like, oh my God. I will say that there are a couple cool things about this movie. I'm just all over the place because the movie's too wild and I can't remember anything in the correct order. But there are a couple cool things about diamonds that I did like. One, the represent like the very subtle but respectful, surprisingly, representation of like the gay couple being Wit and Kid, but like literally like their first scene, the way they look and the way they're talking, I'm like, oh, oh, okay, they are the inspiration and like reference essentially for Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib from Kids Next Door. If you remember the walrus looking dude and the buffalo guy, yeah, that's them. And I noticed that almost immediately because of the way they talk. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, these are okay. Like that part was great. And there's this other scene where Bond's trying to get into. So instead of okay, so back in a part of the thing is that like it kind of traces back to this guy named William White, Walter White, like this big mogul. I think William White. I maybe let me make sure on this. Played by Jimmy Dean of all people. With yeah, Jimmy Dean, the sausage guy, is in this too. By the way, um, Willard White. Yeah, Willard White like owns a bunch of like casinos and everything. Like he's essentially Howard Hughes mixed with Disney. But he has to go to the penthouse. Bond has to go to the guy's penthouse. He walks outside of like the room he's in, and like he's right on the floor or whatever. He just casually, coolly steps on top of the elevator because the elevator's on the outside. That part was really nice. I did like that. That was really smooth. Um, but when he gets to the main facility of Wilford Willard White's, oh oh my gosh. Okay, so he's breaking in. I'm trying to remember this correctly. He's breaking in, and he's getting chased now because they found out that he's not who he's supposed to be. So it cuts like here's where it goes. The doctor or professor is like, oh wait, you're not him. Like, wait a minute, we need to call people. Like they don't even really say we need to call people. It just cuts from Bond leaving one room and then realizing that's not who he says he is. Immediate smash cut to them filming people on the moon, faking a moon landing. Don't know why. Don't know what it has to do with diamonds. Doesn't have to do with anything in the movie. So Bond appears and is on this moon landing set, and the fake astronauts on the fake moon are moving like they are on the moon. They are slowly moving after Bond. No idea why. Bond gets into a moon rover and busts through the walls. Like literally just tears through them. It goes on a chase because they're chasing after him now. The cars are going all over the desert, crashing everywhere. He's just jauntily going around in a moon rover. I don't know. Like it makes perfect. It weirdly fits because later on, like okay, so later on he's back in Vegas and he gets chased by cops, like local cops or whatever. Um, and like he gets chased around a parking lot, back and forth, and they're just crashing into each other. And it's at that point I was, oh, okay, I can see how this leads to Live and Let Die, especially the speedboat chase. Sure. And by this point, yeah, it is by this point he goes on top of the elevator and stuff, and he finds out that Willard White has been kidnapped, and he's now Blofeld is leading this. Sure, makes sense. Why not? By the way, Blofeld's played by Charles Gray. Charles Gray is the narrator of Rocky Horror Picture Show. The guy who's like tells you to jump to the left, that whole thing. Um, he's amazing. I love him. He is a drag at one point, which is incredibly fitting for the thing most people know him as. He rocks it very well. Like it fits. Other little side points that just don't make sense is like, sorry, is like Tiffany starts off relatively like she knows what she's doing, like when Bond first meets her. By the end of it, she is like a ditz. Like she somehow forgot how to even think. I don't know what happened. That's not how it is in the book. She's competent the whole time. So I don't know what happened there. Um, sorry. There's also this other girl named Plenty O'Toole. She has no plot relevance. Even then, whatever relevance she had, they cut out. They cut out a scene where like it would have made sense why she gets killed in place of Tiffany, but they don't. So she's just dead at one point. By the way, there is female nudity in this movie. They're showing her body. And you see a little, so it's like, okay, sure. Um, this movie has a weird thing with twins. Like I feel like that's the way they kept in like the twin idea from the book because Blofeld has multiple body doubles. So there's a scene with twin Blofelds. You have the pairing of Wit and Kid. They're not twins, but there's two of them. And then guarding White, there is uh, sorry. Uh, there's a twins, not twins. There's just two women named Bunny and Thumper who Bob has to fight. So it's like a weird, like, in twos thing. And they could have just had the twin brothers. I don't know. I don't know why. Because not even, like, the Blofeld stuff seems very interesting either. Like, Charles Gray is, like, okay, Charles Gray makes a good Blofeld in terms of just a camp Bond villain, but he does not make a good Blofeld. Like, intimidating or fighting or anything. It's just fun. This is going to be a long video. Yeah. Um, there's another, oh, you know who else is also in this? For all of you horror fans, by the way, Sid Haig appears in this. He's a henchman, a young Sid Haig, but you see him, you're like, yeah, that's Sid Haig. Like hey, I never would have expected Sid Haig in a Bond movie. Like, okay, so we get Christopher Lee as a sorry, we get Christopher Lee as a main villain. We get Sid Haig as a side villain. I'm sure there's some other Bond movie with another horror icon in it. Who knows? Will Carrie Black appear? Maybe. Like you have like all actors of all Little Let Die too. What is going on? Bond stop hiring famous horror actors. I'm really surprised Peter Cushing was never in any of them. Well, Peter Cushing would have been great. Oh my God, Peter Cushing would have been an amazing Ebb. God, Peter Cushing would have been amazing. I'm rambling a lot of this one because that's what this is. It's a rambling movie. Like this movie does not know what it wants to be half the time. Oh yeah, that is a weird thing. So going back to somewhat normalcy, some of the changes they made, like they kept in elements and moved them around and stuff. So like I already said, mentioned moving Shady Tree's role to a different kind of thing. Wit and Kid still reappear, but Bond doesn't see them nearly as often. So the plot hole or plot issue within the book where Bond sees them multiple times, makes note of them multiple times, but never remembers them until each time. Like he sees on a plane, he's like, "Huh, weird." Forgets all about them. Sees them in another location. "Huh, those guys look weird. I'll keep in mind about them." Doesn't see them in another location. "Huh, those guys look weird." Diamonds is like Bond just forgets how to be Bond. It's wild. Like going from like the hell was in front of like going from Moonraker to this. I don't know what happened to Bond. I I I I don't get it. Like he lost his edge. It's very weird. Um, but sure, whatever. Um, uh, so I don't recommend either which. Like if you complete all the Connery movies, you're gonna have to see this. If you want to watch all the Blofeld stuff, you're gonna have to see it. If you're reading all the books, you'll have to eventually read it. But they really don't do anything. Like nothing important happens. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Right. So, like I said, all over the place. This is what happens when I don't write a script ever. I just ramble. But there's a bit within the book where Pod goes through like a mud bath area to follow the jockey that they got in trouble when the jockey dies. Blah 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 blah. In the movie begins with Bond hunting down Blofeld, and Blofeld's getting a mud bath. That's it. They killed Bond kills a guy with the mud. The mud doesn't look like mud. The mud does not look like mud. The mud looks like something else, and I'm hoping it's mud because otherwise. But besides the point. So they move that there. They move like they kind of have horse racing. They have horse racing in the background of a casino thing, and they have like it's just keep it with the book. Like Connery's first two movies were amazing because they were like close to the book, and then they just started to go their own way. I'm sure I'll watch Thunderball and like Thunderball and For Your Eyes Only. I'll sure like those two, but um, I like no, I had fun watching uh, uh I had fun watching Diamonds. Partly because halfway through I decided to have a little bit of a special snack, let's say, and get a little elevated. Because why not? But yeah, it's definitely not my favorite book at all. And once I finish all the Connery ones, it's probably going to be my least favorite Connery movie. It's leaving out what was it, Never Say Never Again or whatever, the one that he came back for, and it wasn't an Eon production. Like no one who cares about that one, except for like hardcore completionists, which I'll probably get to. Uh, yeah, this one, it's not it. This even going like from Goldfinger to this, Goldfinger's way better. This lordy. Connery does seem more at like ease. Like I do like Connery in this, but everything else is bad. Like when I eventually make a list of like the movies and the books, this is gonna go rank low. Just warning you. Um, till next time though.